money could we save all?
Well, just the pain, the anxiety, and then thinking, oh my gosh, is it going to happen again? I mean, it's terrifying.
Do you want to share your story or no?
My story recently?
You and me just last few days?
Yeah. So I had a thing that happened in March. I went to during the COVID thing, I went to the dermatologist. It was a burn originally on my hand. And the dermatologist, I didn't go to the doctor. And, I did home remedies, and it ended up that it started swelling, and it started going up my arm, and it was red and swollen, painful. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm doing apple cider vinegar, baking soda, all sorts of stuff. Nothing. So finally,
you're super pure. I mean, you everything goes in your body is clean.
I am completely whole foods. I'm very careful about that. Anyway, so I finally go to the doctor, and he prescribes prednisone, which I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding. And he says, well, you just have to take it for 10 days. So it's this mega dose of prednisone, which just absolutely, I take no medications. It ripped up my stomach. I was just, oh my gosh. But it did relieve the redness and the swelling, but I could only do it 8 days, and then I stopped. Anyway, this thing did not go away. Totally. Hives, itching. Now it starts crawling around it goes my hand to up my arm, over to my other arm. Now it's going down my back. It's running on the trunk of my body, itching. And then these electrical tingles. That's like, what the hell is this? I'm looking up everything, shingles, fibromyalgia. I'm trying to figure it out.
Can I share your letter? Is that okay to show your letter you sent me?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So go ahead, keep talking. I'm just putting it up there. I can read it if you want.
Oh, anyway. And so then I text the doctor, and I said, I don't know what's going on. This has not gone away. And then there's some cream that he prescribed. It's, $186 a tube. And I'm like, I use that, but gee, many Christmas, it still didn't go away. You
mean the brachioradial puritaris didn't go away?
Well, that's my third trip to the doctor, though, when they finally come out with this, because he then said it was id. So id is he goes, oh yes, it travels all over your body, and eventually, finally, it'll go away. So I've had it go down my legs, goes down one leg, only one leg at a time. Then it goes to the other leg. So I thought, oh my gosh. So I go again. It's like, this did not go away. And then, so another doctor's visit, $250. She hands me a piece of paper and says, here's what you got. And basically it's something that will never go away. This is just pain management. And I thought, you know what? I've got to talk to Jamie, because for me to test myself, I override. Right. No, it's not that. It's not that.
We'll get into that a little later, but tell them about, you talked to Nancy first, or you tried it yourself and then.
I talked to Nancy, and Nancy did some placements, and she's got a biofeedback frequency box that she's working with too. And so we were doing some stuff with that. So I did those placements, and I thought, it's not totally gone. So I just thought, I'm going to ask Jamie if he'll help and see what we can do. And the tingles are gone. The rash is going away. I think you did those placements on.
I haven't heard any of this yet, you folks. This is new to me.
I think you did that placement on Friday. There were some emotions.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Nancy found a heart wall.
There you go.
And then I had which I did not make this correlation, which is, I don't know, I just didn't make the correlation. It's very clear to me now. So, gosh, I don't even know how many years ago, a long time ago, I was in an accident, and I had a whiplash. I used to laugh at people with whiplashes. I thought it was a joke until you have it happen to you. And so it was ruptured C2, 3, maybe into the atlas. And then I would have tingles down my arm, my right arm. And that's where this thing flared up originally, was my right arm.
All right, so hang on one sec, because you're talking, I'm scanning, and I get 141. I'm going to write it down. So you're talking and I'm scanning. So as you're talking, I'm looking up stuff. Okay, so I get breast scabbing right as you're saying that, burning skin.
Okay, and then, so I'm going to say 30 years ago when I was in this car accident, I ended up seeking out, I wouldn't do surgery. I sought out, I did physiatrist, I talked to the orthopedist, I did chiropractor, and finally my neck became hypermobile. And I asked the chiropractor, and I said, come on, what would you do, Tom? What would you do if this was your neck? And he said, I would go over and see Bjorn Eck in Santa Barbara. He was an orthopedic surgeon. His father was a chiropractor, outstanding chiropractor, and he's doing proliferation injections. And I would go see him. And I said, okay.
Hang on a sec. As you're talking, I pull up number 59. I'm writing this down for our next. You've done one already. So I'm scanning as we're going. So sides of neck, bladder, prostate, nervous bacteria. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to, as we go ahead.
Well, hopefully you'll send it to me.
No, I'm not. You can't afford me. Go ahead.
Anyway, and so I go and I have these proliferation injections, which is basically a sugar solution, a dextrose solution with a little collagen, and it helps the surrounding tissues to reknit and support the vertebrae. And for me, it worked beautifully, and I've never had any neck surgery, and I didn't think I had any neck problems until you and Nancy did the scan. And then it was like, oh my gosh, all those years. So the emotions that I was going through at the time, I was in a horrific divorce that lasted 12 years and a massive amount of money involved. And so a lot of emotions.
What emotion do you think has affected you the most in one word?
One emotion?
Yep. Pick a word. First word comes to mind.
Fear.
I was going to say fear.
Fear.
Right. So this is a way we can drill down with people. All right. You're not afraid to fly, are you?
Not at all.
Right.
So then
I think fear, maybe that's the example, but anyway, go ahead.
Well, but what happens for people to move forward is you keep moving forward and you create what is called a heart wall. So then you protect your heart. So in that heart wall, you'll have fear, anxiety, and it's going to affect everything in your body. Although your conscious mind, you're not aware of that. Oh no, I've lived through it. I'm still standing. I'm moving forward. But when these scans came up, then I looked back, and in retrospect, it's like, oh my gosh, of course all that would be there. It's all locked into my body. So this is like a purging of what's going on. And because as we ascend and we become more enlightened, we are being more and more attacked by adversarial energies. And those that are trying to ascend or become more enlightened are the ones that are getting hit the hardest, is what I'm seeing.
Big time. And Daniel's doing amazing work with AI, which we probably won't get into tonight, but the best placement, Mark just showed up. Say hi, Mark.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, I don't have the microphone on. Can you hear me all right? So,
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that. So I was just saying, and the microphone was off. Mark's here. He just showed up. The best placement I found is Nini. Right, Mark? Is that for you?
Anxiety, fear. Yeah, everybody likes that one.
Everybody likes that one.
That'll keep you up at night, according to Natasha.
Everybody
What's knee?
That will keep you up at night. Patella.
Mm-hmm.
patella. So put a black on your right knee and left on your left. And I said, should we include that in the next session? I got a big time yes.
Hey, Jamie, what? There's a great big black box in the middle of your page that you're showing.
Let me try it again. Yeah, tell me, I can't see what you're seeing. So if something's out of whack, let me know. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, I'm
Hi,
sorry.
Mark.
Hi, Mark. And he has his Carhartt hat on. He missed the whole thing. Didn't even know we were talking about it. We were just talking.
Jamie, I've got a question for you. When
Yeah.
when you were scanning her right now,
Right.
can you just verbalize it for the group just for like the next minute or something? Because I still need to learn how you do it so fast. I'm so slow.
It's not a question of speed. It's just like, as you're going to hear in this lady talk, the psychic, is the vibrational. We just start communicating, and just start knowing, and just starts working through you more. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just on auto mode. You know what I'm saying? But I can go through. Dr. Garcia is really good. I can go through and go in the details, but I'm not really thinking with her as she's been talking. I started with skin, and I was looking for all my skin placements, and it came to me that I don't have my skin placements on my Excel spreadsheet. I didn't copy it over as I'm scanning. That's what I'm thinking first. She's talking. And then I already did a scan for her, and I'm writing down. So then I started listening to, I started doing a scan, and I just was looking for it. And then I came up with this as she's talking, and I did a finger test. I said, is this one good for her? And it came out yes. So then I started listening to her talk, and she's saying this, and I put in a word. I started with skin, and the word she came up with, and I put it in, and I asked this question, and this is where we could do it with somebody. Is this something resonates? Fear of, oh, I love to fly. Okay. Is it a yes? I get a no. Okay, move on. So these things come up, and then knees came up like huge, as it always does. And the other thing, folks, which this guy who went in my class with Dr. Garcia, he was a dowser. He did energy healing in homes, and he did it this way. He did muscle testing this way. Okay. But what he also had was a meter. The stronger the need, the stronger the magnets. And that's what I didn't include on the second part of this, is the first one ask, is there placements needed behind this? Daniel, I forgot to add this. And the second one, do I need additional placements on this placement? I had not been doing that till a couple of weeks ago, and the results are profoundly different now.
Absolutely, yeah, I get that too.
Stacking and
I don't leave a pair until it's fully until the pH is fully balanced.
Right. And Dr. Goy's, he has different powers of magnets, right? He sells different powers. He has big ones, little ones, but they have different energies. And when I was doing when the guy was working with me, Jay, to start, he would ask how much that each one needed. So he'd do a placement, and then he'd add the energy by adding more magnets to get to a certain level that was required on his testing. Does he need a power of 10? I forget what the joules he was using, but power 10, power 20. And sometimes he'd stack 70 or 90, and we'd know we need a lot more work in this area because he had to put more placements on there. That's Dr. Goy's method, which we should probably revisit because it kind of makes sense too, right? You can get an instant meter of how much they need by how much power is required. So we could start stacking more. Does it need another? I've gotten up to 3 stacks now. Most of them are 2, but I've got a couple, and that tells me the area needs focus. And I'm tending to find, just 2 or 3 times now, that in the next session, it's not coming up like it used to, but it's a focus of area that I'm putting my attention towards to lift it. And if you'll notice what I said about my dad when I was going over him earlier, it started with a parasite, which I attributed to the immune therapy drugs. And it got down to, what was it, parasite? It was a bacteria. And I had him change his toothbrushes, and the bacteria didn't seem to come up again. But we're going to still doing this. But I fully expect to just keep working with my dad. So again, I don't know if that helps you, Daniel, or whatnot. And
yeah, do you sometimes go by 10s or 50s or 100s, or when you're scanning, or do you go by pages? I know you're muscle testing. You're going like that all the time.
And I don't even know I'm doing it half the time now. It's just like working through me. It's just like I'm feeling like
Yeah,
this-
I still sometimes I still have a hard time with that. Oh no, I don't. No, it's saying no, I don't. Okay, well, I don't know.
And I reached out to I saw this lady down in Marin, which is a couple hours away from me where I grew up, and she has a BioMagHealer office, calls herself a doctor, and she went to Goys and stuff. So I just sent her an invite tonight, and I sent a little note to her, showed her my websites and stuff, reaching out to the community, because what we're doing right now, no one else is doing. And I can't get Dr. Garcia to respond. I don't know if he's mad at me. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't matter really so much, but he's busier than crap, I'm sure. But we're doing this our way, and we're finding out incredible results, and everybody's going to do it their own way. That's the other thing I found about this. Biomagnetism is your baby. No one can tell you what to do or how to do it. Right, Mark?
You got to figure out what works for you.
Right. So everybody's going to get a different response based on their energies and stuff. And then what I want to start playing a little bit, if anybody wants to, or do you want to share any more, Pristine? Or I was going to scan you again tomorrow and do another session, if that's okay, if you're still with us.
Well, the tingling, which has been off and on, it's normally much, much worse at night. The doctor said, well, you'll just have to take antihistamines. That'll help. And I did notice I had a crown on my second molar on the bottom left cracked. So I went in to have that replaced. And so it should have been just a simple procedure. And with all this other stuff going on in my body, didn't dawn on me. And now that tooth feels, it's extremely sensitive. And I said, I don't want you to place the crown. It's ready to place. We've done x-rays to, does it need a root canal? And he said, the root looks fine. And I said, it is so sensitive. I want to wait until it desensitizes. So I've been doing placements, but it hasn't gone away. So, and that's been a couple of weeks. And I just thought, no. And I trust my intuition. My intuition is there's nothing wrong with that tooth. The tooth is totally fine. I just need to have the crown put back on it, but I don't want a brand new crown to go on it while it's still sensitive. So I got to do some more research on that.
All right. And is the screen changing? Can you guys see what I'm doing? Can you see that chart?
No, we still see us talking.
Oh, really? Okay. Let me
Yeah,
switch.
screen sharing pause.
I saw it.
Weird.
No, it's green. It was yellow.
All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right. So I had the Excel spread, and I came up and she was talking, and she started going to this, and I then went to this, and then she said teeth. I've been doing a lot with this too, and this is kind of fun. Another way to approach it, another way to look at it. There's a lady, I don't know if you're with us tonight, Wendy. She's up in Canada, and she's been through hell with Dennis. So I've been scanning her, and so tell me again, Pristine, or should we call you? Go ahead, tell them. You say it.
Pristine?
Pristine. We got Pristine on.
Yep.
All right, Pristine. So I'm going to guess it's a molar in your. So if we look at the chart,
It's bottom.
Don't tell
bottom
me.
left.
Don't tell me.
Oh.
So right, left. So how is this teeth set up first of all? And I wish I'd listened to my brother, the dentist, but I never did. So you have to think of the right side of the jaw is over here, right? Left side of the upper jaw is over here. So this is lower, this is upper. So get your idea where you're at. Okay.
Yep.
My guess is we're going to find pancreas, stomach 2029, or else molar thyroid issues with what you're about to tell me. But go ahead. So where'd you have the issues?
I'm 18, 19.
So 18, 19, lung, intestine.
18 is where the crown, because I don't have my wisdom teeth, which would be highlighted in red.
Right.
So it was the back part of 18 that cracked, but it was a crown to start with.
Okay.
And so he just prepped the tooth, took the impression, and it was totally fine. And the 19 has had, that has a crown also, got a very expensive mouth. And at first I wasn't sure if that was the tooth that was bothering, the front tooth, but it's definitely 18 behind. Or is that
So let me, you can see the screen too, right, Christine? So this is what I pull up and I do with her as I'm doing this other lady, and I can see if I can enlarge this a little bit. So again, most of the issues I'm finding, and Dr. Garcia said teeth root issues are nerve damage. And this is a central nerve, this sensory, can you guys see this chart?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see where the teeth are, you see the bottom down here, you see where the framing of the mouth and the jaw go, and the nerves up here. So she's talking about it being the under part of the area below, right? Below your jaw
Yes.
on the right side. So
On the left. It's
on the
left.
side, okay. So I don't know for sure, but I'm going to assume, I'm confirming yes, that this is the same setup on the other side of the jaw. It's the same on both sides. So if it is the same, I'm getting a yes. I'm scanning right now and I'm saying, can we help Christine with one of these placements I'm looking at? Yes. Is it on the left side? Yes. On the left side of the picture I'm looking at. Is it in the top half? No. Bottom half? Yes. In the top half of the bottom half? Yes. I know what I'm looking at. It's already coming to me, but so I'm looking at this and I'm coming down here and I'm saying, I put the arrow here, and when I was using just my right hand, I'd have to take it off to do the finger scan. So is it here? You guys can play along too. Here, and I got a big yes. And that's what I was looking at right here. Okay. So when I first started focusing, my eyes came right to that. What'd you get, Daniel? So this nerve, the inferior atricularis nerve, you can see how it goes down underneath the root system and all the way to the front of the jaw right here. So is there another placement we need to help Christine today? Yes. Is it where my arrow is? No. Here, here, yeah, right there. You want it right there? You sure? Yes. Do you want me to put it right there? Yes. Okay. So does this a black placement on the right? Yes. Does the red placement go opposite? Yes. Is it the same for the other placement? Yes. Is the placement on the right black at the top that I just did? Yes. Should I leave it on for 15 minutes? Yes. Please set the timer for 15 minutes after I make the placement. Is that okay? Yes. Thank you very much for helping. So I would do 2 placements for you. I can and put them on the mannequin. And most of the placement, so this is drilling down. So then we can get into, is this a viral infection, a bacterial infection? I get a bacterial infection. Is there another place we need to look to help with the tooth issues? Yes. Is it her head, her neck, her thorax? Yes. So I'd have to look up the thorax sheet, which I'll do tomorrow. And, we'll scan that, okay? But that's kind of like how Dr. Garcia would go into an area. And then there's nerves, there's muscles, there's ligaments, there's arteries, there's veins, there's joints, and there's spaces. Is there an artery associated with this issue, Christine, that we're talking about here? Just to frame it again. Am I connected, Christine? Yes. Is there one, is it an artery, is it an artery, a vein, a ligament, a muscle association? A muscle association to the nerves? Yes. Do we need to address more than one muscle? Yes. Is it in the head? No. Is it in the neck? Yes. Is it on the right side? Yes. Was your injury on the right side on your neck?
Of course.
Okay. So right side jaw, right side neck. Are we making any sense here at all?
It's left side jaw, right side neck injury.
Well, we're focusing on this specific placement to alleviate.
Oh, okay. Got it.
You spoke. So it can be, we'll get into it. And that's what Dr. Garcia does is as he goes through it, he'll add magnets because they'll tell him to add magnets as he keeps doing this. Dr. Goyes asks, how much power does this placement need? So let's go back and say, and I didn't do this, I'm learning, is going back to the inferior alveolar nerve. Let's say I just put a placement right on that puppy. And actually Mark can do that while we sit here. Grab the head off. You can take them off now. I do it without it on sometimes too. So Mark is going to do placements on the nerve for us, and just have a seat. All right, so you want to place them right on the right side, black. And the magnets, you can just put them, so you want to do it right here, right about there. Here. Just put a black right opposite that. And then we're going to do another placement down the front of the jaw right here. Now do it opposite. Other side, yeah. So Mark's doing the placements for you right now. So now we find out there's a muscle association that's in the thorax, in the neck. And I already did that when I was scanning you. Is it number 141? And I already wrote it down and I get a yes. And 141 is what I wrote down when I was doing the Excel spreadsheet. Confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. Do we need any more placements on that one place? Yes. One extra magnet? Yes. Two extra magnets? No. Are you sure? Yes. This is a great go-to when you're scanning. Are we finished? Yes. Are you sure? No. Do I need another placement? Yes. So you can sometimes question yourself. And then the other thing to confirm is this the right placement? Yes. Do I need another placement? No. Are you sure? Yes. And by asking, are you sure, you're moving your fingers with asking the same question. Are you sure do I need any more placements? No. Are you sure? Confirms it with showing your muscles, your fingers. Confirm, it just shows you're still working. I just want to keep working. I want to make sure I'm still connected. I've never had a place where I've said I haven't been connected, but you can get disconnected. You can get thought process where you're going through this. Again, Danielle does 2 hours. And with the mannequin here, we're getting down to 20 minutes, 25 minutes with this stuff. It's really cool. Anybody want to join in, share anything? Or Christine, you want to find out what muscle in your thorax we already addressed? We'll address tomorrow. But does anybody want to share anything?
Well, I slept for the very first time. Well, no, when Nancy first did the placement, I got to sleep through the night. And last night I slept really, really well. But I would scratch.
Yes. Biggest question of the night. Did you get rid of your down pillows like I suggested?
No, but I washed them all.
Okay, everybody muscle test and ask, because Christine has the loveliest down pillows and comfort.
I do. I have a down bed. I have down duvets. I've got down pillows. It's like, oh my gosh. But everything's been washed. Everything.
And Mark has a story about that, which will segue in, or you want me to tell it?
When I first came out here to Jamie's last February, my dog she had a problem with her throat, and it got worse like 2 weeks before I came out here. She was like, it was long. It was like kind of wheezy almost.
Well, you've been giving her medicine for how long?
Well, she was on prednisone for her throat, but 2 weeks before I left for California, like she was wheezy in the throat or the lungs. And second I got out here, I asked Jamie if he could do a muscle scan for Nala. And one of the first things he said was something down feathers. And it was funny because my sister had given me her down pillows because she got a whole new bedroom set. And I took her old down pillows for the dog. And we had one in the van because that was Nala's pillow. And as soon as I got rid of that pillow and Jamie gave her the magnet treatment, that wheezy lung went away. And then the combination of magnet treatments out here for about a month, I got Nala off of her prednisone that she had been on for a year. So,
and she was really shortness of breath too, right?
Well, she was just, you could hear like a wheeziness to her lungs.
Well, that prednisone, I can tell you, is nasty, nasty stuff. Oh my gosh.
That's the go-to for the vets though. I mean, I've had dogs before. It's the only thing the vets really have for so many things. It's sad.
It's their go-to thing.
Well, exactly.
But it took probably 2 months to almost 3 months till I felt a little bit like my stomach, and there was swelling. It was terrible. Just
Right,
terrible.
So Christine, I just pulled up the placement for pillow that I found with you.
Oh, brother.
I'm sorry. If you don't want to get better, just let me know and I'll go away.
Oh.
These are suggestions only. These are only offerings. So this is what I came up with: the temporal occipital, which is a not on the mannequin. So I put it on for her, and then I just asked her the question, which I kind of already knew, but this is the same one that came up with Mark. And as soon as Mark did it, the dog got better noticeably, and he took it out of the car and whatnot. And I found this in few people. There seems to be something in down which is not healthy. In some people. And if you're having those issues you're talking about, if you can try for a while, and and I just did a huge mold cleaning in my shower, which I thought I'd got it, and I didn't get anywhere close. And I'm getting better from that too, from cleaning up the mold, which I thought I had done and I had not. So if you take the suggestions people offer you and try it, you'll find out. And if you say I can't,
Well, no, I'll do it. I'll do it.
no, I don't
The
know if
other
it'll
thing-
work or not. I mean, you may want to try somewhere else that doesn't have a down pillow for a night, see what happens.
Well, I can go buy new pillows. That's not that big a deal. But 12 years ago, I did a black mold remediation on my house.
And what did we find? What did we just clear for?
Mold.
Right. And did you, I don't think you said it either, did you?
No, you wouldn't have known that. I didn't even think of it until it came up. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I had mold in my house. This house was built in 1960, and I did a major remodel 12 years ago based on that there was mold in the house.
Can you all see this on the screen?
You got paused up there. It's yellow.
Oh, sorry. Hang on a second. Let me pull this up. So this is what I did, and I'm trying different things. Can you guys see that? Just somebody give me a yeah.
Oh, mold
Yes.
placement.
Okay, cool. So if you want this, let me know. I'll share it with you. This is ones that we came up with out of Dr. Garcia's book. And this is something that is a go-to. And I just went back to it again. As soon as I cleaned the showers, hey, let me clean up the mold in my body again. And let me see. And I did this protocol for me. And this is another scan I do on people just regularly. And I just look at the images. I look at the mannequin, set my intention, set my timer, and say, please. And each one I do on these. And then the last one down here, black on right gallbladder, red on left spleen. You can see that there's a vertical placements here on the spleen. So you have to scan which side the gallbladder, where it goes, and which if it wants a black or a red for these placements. I'm finding about 50% opposite. So I'm just saying scan for this for mold. But when I did this with Pristine, it came up, use them all. And another one for mold right here is a really good one I'm finding is just put a black on your right butt, a red on your left butt, and while you're sitting down. It just helps so many things in your body. It's just amazing. And it also helps with parasites and for mold. And getting back to the one on the fear thing, the knees, why do you think fear and knees go together so much spiritually? What do
Because you need to drop to your knees and ask for help.
You need to, right?
Need to.
What are they doing with the exhibition of the occult ritualism with the cops and everybody with the Black Lives Matter? What did they first make them do?
Make them get down on their knee.
What did Donald Trump's TV show before he was president called?
The Apprentice.
What is the first degrees of Freemasonry called?
The Apprentice.
So Christine, when she was up here, we connected, huh? We found out some good stuff, some good.
Oh, we did that Kobe Bryant thing. Holy crap.
Yeah, she was here when the Kobe Bryant hit, and she's got a lawyer's mind. And Nancy was here too, and we're just feeding off each other. And Kobe Bryant thing, all him, we saw bullshit right away on that. But that was
just to start, that his name is Black Mamba. I mean, I've done a whole deep dive into him, and he is into major. He wrote 3 children's books called Wiznard, which is
Right.
spells and castings for children.
children's school. He had a school.
Oh yeah.
And then we found the Lifeboat Foundation. Everybody, when you get a chance, Google Lifeboat Foundation. And that list, Kobe Bryant was part of it. Jeffrey Epstein's part of it. This is their funding sources.
Joel Siebel. I think his name was Joel Siebel. He's like the connector for Epstein and the Lifeboat, and it goes to Mutt Romney and oh my gosh, and the Zorro Ranch and cloning and breeding and bad news. And it even connects all the way back to Wuhan. It's
Right.
very
That's
interesting.
right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just all connected. It's just so insidious what's going down. And you know,
Oh, it's
when
heavy
we're-
duty.
yeah. And all that you've been through too, Christine, I mean, it's just been building up and we're also getting hit. And here's I'm adding to this. Did I get the blue liver? Yeah. So I'm adding to this list as I keep scanning. There's one more brain placement I found as well. And again, I'll make these charts available. And what I'm doing scanning now is, again, in my little morning protocols I'm going through, and these placements are on Manny here, and just activating these on people I find to clear. And like we've had intense spraying here the past 2 nights. We're at the we're at the lunar eclipse. Biomagnetic healing goes all the way back to the ancients. The Egyptians called it Ka, the Chinese Qi, the Vedics Prana, dealing with subtle energy vibrational healing. And in the Western world, we don't have a word for that, the subtle energy healing. They banned it in 1910 in the United States with the Flexen Report because everyone can heal each other. You don't need degrees, colleges, education to do this. You just learn to need technique and protocol. It's being greatly advanced, and I hope you will join us on our mission to heal the world with each other, one by one by one. We can help with your loved ones. We can help remotely. We can help teach you to learn to do it yourself. So I offer my services, about 3 sessions, remote healing, $250. If you want to learn to do it yourself, I've recorded a 6-hour webinar on MP3 and MP4 with show notes. It includes a 1-hour consultation so you can learn to heal yourself and others. I offer biomagnetic consulting and also life purpose astrology readings. Why are you here? I also have an organic self-healing store you can find at BioMagHealer.com that I'll also put in the show notes. So this is my organic self-healing store under BioMagHealer.com. If you click on Educate Yourself, it goes to the website I created so you can learn more. Heal thyself. I have honored and privileged to have on our team 2 of the greatest homeopathic energetic healers anywhere. Dr. Luis Garcia has been using biomagnetic healing for the past 13 years and has taken Dr. Goy's biomag healing protocol to unbelievable depths of how we can heal so effectively, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And then also Dr. Bruce Rind in Maryland. He has developed these creams, and his integrative holistic medicine is like no other. And I offer his creams at the store here. You click on shop, it'll take you to the Health Home Healing store. And here we offer magnets here. I mean, we're doing incredible things in the gardens with using rare earth magnets and magnetites and growing phenomenal soils. Also, the rare earth neodymium magnets being used for healing, what we use in our healing services. And then also biomagnetic water sleeves to structure water that gets out the toxins that are in the basic water, and you can attach it to your incoming water supply, your garden hose, or whatever, and create just healing water. And we're 70% water. My webinar training, Dr. Garcia's biomagnetism book, the Bible I call it, learning how to self-heal is a requirement if you're going to learn to self-heal. Also, Dr. Rind's Calm Balm, his proprietary Myco 3 for mold. This Ultra Skin Cream is amazing. People report amazingly getting rid of wrinkles and making their skin fresher and newer. I can't recommend it enough. And then the Sciatica Cream for sore backs and back pains, which is also the TheraCream as well. That does many, many different reliefs for pain and other associated issues. So this is all offered at the store. Please, let's learn to self-heal the world one by one. Tag, you're it, and I want to help you.